We're here with Derek Shelton. You don't want to comment on who the new manager is first and break a story right here on the
That
air,
would
do
be
you?
awesome.
First?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
I know it's going to be one of two guys. How about that? I can narrow it down to that for you.
Do you have a preference which guy it is?
No, I really don't. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot with my new boss. I mean, come on.
I tried. I tried to get breaking news.
No, I think they're both really good
In
candidates.
fact, here's
so.
the thing. Derek has told us if we get those 28 people, he'll announce who the new manager is. No good?
Really? That's an interesting concept.
No. We want to keep you
My
in your
phone's
job.
going to blow up right now.
So with the Rays organization, hitting coach, that can be I think hitting and pitching coaches are exceptionally tough because a lot of times, when Evan or Will Meyer get in those slumps, you're the guy that has to spend a lot of time with them often, true or false?
Right, true, very true.
So is that the worst part when the slump happens? And are the guys, I had a couple of questions I know are not Radiothon related, but when we tweeted out that you were going to be on the show, there were some commonalities in like what people wanted to know.
Right.
So one of the things a lot of our audience members wanted to know was like, what do you say to an Evan or one of those big time stars when they are in that situation? Do you have some sort of magic thing that you say?
Well, if I had a magic elixir, it would be a lot better.
Right.
And but I think the main thing is just staying positive. I mean, I think when people watch, and especially with hitting, everybody's kind of done it, regardless if it's man, woman, mom, dad. Everybody has an opinion on it. So that's probably the biggest thing. But when guys are struggling, the last thing they want to hear is me give them, negative advice or say negative things to them. So when guys start to struggle, we stay really positive. We work on specific things. We work on drills. We do things like that. But it's, there's no magic elixir for it. But being positive and communicating is probably the main thing.
Because they probably beat themselves up worse than you or us ever could.
Right. And I think that's the one thing that I don't know if people realize is that, these guys are human and, they go home and they have wives and they have kids and, they see stuff, they hear stuff, they read stuff and it is hard. And they, the last thing they want to do is struggle. So the last thing they need for the guy that's their hitting coach is to, bring up. Now I'll bring up points like, hey, we need to work on this, but, I don't do it in a derogatory way where, they're going to go home and think, well, what? Is this guy not in my corner? So being positive is probably the most important thing.
So our softball team's in the playoffs this weekend.
Geez.
So you think you can give me some
Yeah, what do you need? Let's go.
So
let's go.
I'm the worst.
You and your wife and your daughter, obviously, this place means a lot to you, just like it means to all of us. Can we talk a little bit about, you've raised a ton of money for All Children's, and can we get you to kind of help us stress the importance of why we need to raise money for this place?
Well, I think that for my wife, Allison, and our family, All Children's is extremely important. I mean, we live in St. Pete Beach, and kind of the story of why we got involved was my first year with the Rays. Gianna was a baby. Our 4-year-old was a baby, and she pulled a fireplace grate down on top of her.
Yeah.
Mid-game. So there's nothing that I could do about it. Didn't know about it until after the game. Allie brought her to All Children's. Dr. Mulroney, Patrick Mulroney, was in the emergency room. He now runs the sports medicine clinic. Was great. Made Allie feel comfortable. Made her feel like she didn't have to panic and call me. I mean, his wife is actually our pediatrician now. So from that point on, when Allie came home and we knew we were going to do a charity event, she's like, all right, I got the place. And every time we've been here, regardless of what it's been, for the kids being sick, for just to be here for a charity event, everybody we deal with is first class. So we wanted to make sure that when we did something, we stayed in the community, we stayed local, and we stayed with something that was going to help kids. We have 3 kids. You want to be able to help them. Allie has lupus, so the last couple of years we've donated the money to the rheumatology department. We just met with the head of rheumatology department last week to decide how we're going to allocate the funds this year. So the event we do is really cool. All the money goes to All Children's, and it's one of the places that we really feel
tell us about the annual mystery ball so that people can look for it, and we can educate them on your event as well. So tell us a little bit about it so that those that don't know about it will. Yeah, the mystery ball is a cool event, and for me to be talking about it, I wish Allie was here to talk about it, but she's out of town. We pick a specific Rays game. You come into the ballpark, and all of our players and then the best players in baseball have signed a baseball. That baseball is in a bag with an All Children's sticker on it. When you come up, you pay, I think it's $40, and you don't know who you're getting. So you could get Will Myers,
You could get Evan Longoria. You could get David Ortiz. You could get Mike Trout. I mean, it's the best of the best. So that's the mystery of it, is who am I going to get? And it's
you could be like Travis and spend $80 and get 3 Joe Madden balls before you finally got the one your son was okay with. Yeah, you could do that too.
You could definitely do that. Or you could get the Derek Shelton ball, and the little kid's like, I don't want this ball. You know? So, which happened 2 years ago, and Allie was actually right there. She's like, yeah, you don't want that ball. So, you know, it's a cool thing. It's cool because, you know, sometimes you'll see a Yankees fan get a Red Sox, and then they do exactly what you did. And they're like, well, I'm buying another ball, which is cool because all the money goes to all children's.
I was okay with it. It was just like, oh, man. All right, we're $80 in. Please, God, let this be a player that he wants.
Exactly. So, and then we also have a really cool silent auction that has, you know, items you can't get. We've had bases. We've had catcher's gear.
Yeah.
We've had helmets. We've had, you know, the pink bats from Mother's Day. You know, items that you're not going to be able to get anywhere because we get them from the clubhouse, and the guys are so good to give them to us. And like I said, I think we're on, you know, 4 years now. We've raised around $150,000, which all goes to all children's.
Because that's the misconception. I think people think, oh, the hospital's in great shape. We don't need to help out. Everything will be just fine. And when I say the hospital is relying on this money, they're relying on this money. We have to hit our goals for them to continue to provide the care that they give. And I hope you never have to come to this place. But on the off chance the fireplace grate hit your child, or a broken leg, or God forbid cancer, as long as we raise money, it's going to be right here, and they're going to be able to help you.
And they have to stay up to date with all the state-of-the-art technology and with all of the new research, and that all costs money.
So there are 28 beds in oncology. Right now at this moment, it's full. 28 is what it holds, and we have 28 kids above. Is it above us? I think it's above us, right? We have 28 kids above us on the next floor that are fighting for their lives. Are there 28 of you that'll hop on the phone and become a monthly miracle? Because if you do, monthly miracle maker, because if you do, we can put you in the running. Listen to this: 4 field passes to watch the Rays batting practice at a home game, 4 lower box tickets to watch the game after you're at batting practice, which nobody gets to do, by the way, a baseball signed by Matt Moore. If that's not enough for you to hop on the phone, I mean, saving a child's life should be enough.
Yeah.
But as a Rays fan, I can't imagine there's not 28 of you out there that wouldn't call and help us just for the opportunity to hang out during batting practice and get great seats and an autographed ball by Matt Moore.
Sounds good to me. 1-800-270-8642. Let's make the phones ring. 1-800-270-8642.
45 minutes to get 28 people to help us out. And again, we can put you in the running for that amazing Rays package where you get to hang out at batting practice, you get great seats. Every time you hear that phone ring in the background, that's somebody literally saving the life of a child. 800-270-8642. We're dependent on your help. Quick break, and we'll be right back from All Children's Hospital. We're live on Tampa Bay's new country leader, US 1035.
Here at 14